A pleasant day to each and everyone. My name is Raylene Estimo of BSP2A. So I am going to tackle about proper introduction of self, proper telephone etiquette, and ethical manners at home. Proper introduction of self. Introducing yourself, whether in a professional capacity or a casual one, is vital to how people will perceive you for the following interaction that takes place. Proper introduction of self. It is very important and it is very essential to create a near accurate image of yourself in their mind or in the people who you interact with so that they feel comfortable and courteous while interacting with you, and yet it is very considering that you know what you really do. How to introduce yourself? First is stick to the context. You need to consider the events or the place that you are in on how you introduce yourself. For example, you are in a school and you are required to introduce yourself. Of course, first you need to state your name, your favorite subjects, your interests, your sports. That's the proper way to introduce yourself so that your teacher and your classmates will fully familiarize you, or they will know you better. And when you are in a professional place, or you are in a professional events, you need to properly introduce yourself, who you are. And for example, you own a company, you need to properly describe or the visions of your company. Of course, it is not good that you talk a lot even if wala namang kinalaman doon sa place or event na pinuntahan mo. Second is talk about who you are and what you do. Like what I have said earlier, you need to introduce yourself, especially to those people who you met for the first time, so that they are comfortable to talk to you, and tell them what you do so that they have a some background about you, and they can even know you better. The third and last one is make it relevant, or state only the important things that they need to know to you. Don't say some words that wala namang kinalaman doon sa place or event na pinuntahan mo. State only the important things, and of course make sure that it is very relevant and convincing, and it's true. It's true about yourself. Don't make some things complicated. Proper telephone etiquette. Phone etiquette is the way you use manners to represent yourself and your business to customers via telephone communication. Proper telephone etiquette is the way how you properly communicate to the customers or someone's call you via telephone. It only shows how great communicator you are. The way you speaks, your voice, and the proper language that you use while answering the calls. This includes how you greet your customers, your body language, and of course, like what I have said, the tone of your voice and the proper words that you are using while talking to your customers. It only shows great manners. While talking to your customers. Proper answering of calls. First, answer the call within 3 rings so that your customers won't wait too long. Second, immediately introduce yourself. It is proper that when you answer the call, you introduce yourself so that the customers are aware who is she or he speaking. Third, speak clearly. So you need to speak clearly so that the customers will hear you and understand you clearly. Third, only use speakerphone when necessary. Fourth, actively listen and take notes. Yes, you need to actively listen to your customers and take some notes so that you have a answers when your customers ask you a question. The fifth one is use proper language. It is very important for you to use proper language, especially when you have a customers that is foreign. You need to consider your language or while you're speaking based on your customers. 6. Remain cheerful. It is very important so that the customers will happily talk to you. Ask before putting someone on hold or transferring a call. It is a proper manners to ask your customer if you put him or her in a hold or transferring to the other agent so that aware siya na hindi na ikaw yung kausap niya. 8. Be honest if you don't know the answer. Yes, you need to be honest if you don't know the answer. Huwag kang magpakahiro na kunwari alam mo yung sagot sa mga katanungan pero hindi naman pala. 9. Be mindful of your volume. Yes, it is very important that you need to be mindful on your volume so that the customer won't misinterpret your voice. The last one is check for and respond to voicemail. Yes, it is very important to you to check your voicemail so that the customer will satisfy if the customer has feedback. Ethical manner at home. First, greet your family. It is a tradition to the Filipinos that if you see your grandmother, your grandfather, your mother or father, is nagmamano tayo. So it shows respect to them. Second, make pleasant conversation. Yes, it is very important to make a pleasant conversation so that alam ng mga pamilya mo kung ano yung nangyayari sa buhay mo at alam mo rin kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa pamilya mo. Third, knock on closed doors. Yes, it shows manners that if you want to enter in someone's room and it is locked, you need to knock before open the door so that the person's inside aware that you are coming in. Fourth is ask before you borrow things. It is very important to ask someone to borrow things so that she or he awares that you are going to borrow the things that they owned. Next is avoid going through other things. Wag na wag kang makisali sa problema ng iba o sa away ng iba para hindi ka masali sa problema nila. Apologize when you made mistakes. Yes, wag magpaka-pride na hayaan lang kung ikaw naman yung may mali or hayaan mo lang yung tao na nagawan mo ng mali. Kailangan maghingi ka ng sorry sa kanya. As act of kindness. Yes, you need to act kind so that pag ikaw naman yung hihingi ng pabor is matutulungan ka nila. Eat meal together. Yes, it is important. Lalo-lalo na sa ating mga pamilya, tradisyonal natin yung magsalo-salo sa pagkainan ang magpamilya. Keep a family affair private. Yes, it is very important. Huwag yung ipaglandakan sa social media kung meron mang problema ang inyong pamilya.
Everyone, I am Roxanne Krisha A. Galleto from BSP2B and I am going to discuss proper table setting. So we have three different kinds of table setting. First is basic or casual table setting, informal or semi-formal table setting, and last is the formal setting. So setting a table is not as difficult as it seems. However, the more formal it gets, the more confusion can easily come into play. Many of us can navigate a table setting fairly easily, even if we are unsure of a particular utensils or cannot quite decipher. Setting a table is not as difficult as it seems. However, the more formal it gets, the more confusion can easily come into play. Many of us can navigate a table setting fairly easily, even if we are unsure of a particular utensils or cannot quite decipher which order the courses will be served in based on the setting. We can make our way through by paying attention to others. But when it comes to being in charge of setting table, one can easily draw a blank. We have here the rules on how you prepare a table setting. So first is the basic rule to get you started is utensils are placed in the order of use from the outside in. The second rule, with only a few exceptions, is forks go to the left of the plate and knives and spoons go to the right. So, finally, only set the table with utensils you will use. If not serving soup, then no soup spoon for you. Proceed. First is our basic casual table setting. The basic or casual table setting can be even more casual than what is pictured here. Many families regularly set a table casually in one of two ways. So, as you can see in the picture, all utensils are placed on the napkin. The napkin is placed to the left of the setting with the fork and knife. And spoon placed in that order on top of the napkin. The napkin to the left with the fork resting on top of it. To the right of the plate is the knife and a spoon. Set to the right of the knife. The water glass is placed above the knife or at 45-degree angle to the right of the knife. So next is we have the informal or semi-formal table setting. So the informal or semi-formal place setting is fairly basic and setting. It will depend on personal style or nakadepende ito sa mga pagkaing ihahain sa'yo. And what you have to work with for utensils, dishware, and glassware. Informal or semi-formal settings are wonderful for the classic dinner party. They bring just enough of a step up from our everyday setting to make the table feel special. But don't go so far as to make the event feel too stuffy for a Friday night with friends or a family holiday setting. So take note that the dessert utensils can either be brought out with dessert or set above the setting during the entire meal. If set for the entire meal, the fork is placed so that the handle is pointing toward the left and the spoon sits above the fork with its handle facing to the right. This is, of course, the formal table setting. So, in this picture, we have a set of 4-course meal. So, in here, we include dessert without a wine glass and a 5-course meal, including dessert and adding an oyster dish with a wine glass. There are many variations. So there are many variations that a multi-course meal could have when it comes to the setting. Soup may be served in between a salad and main course, which would move the spoon between the two knives. There could be a soup course and a palate cleansing mint sorbet course, which would mean using 2 spoons or having spoons brought out for these courses. So, finger bowls may be used, in which case they are brought out after a messy course instead of being placed at the setting the entire meal. A charger plate may be used or not. The napkin might be set to the left or placed in the center of the charger. You could also be serving a different wine for every course, which would result in a cascade of glasses flowing to the right of the setting.
Hi, good morning. My name is Shalamil Ijo from ESP2A. Now, I'm going to report my topic about human relation. So, human relation, in general, it implies how people interact or cooperate with each other. In layman's term, it explains how people related to a man or a woman, how they connected to each other. In layman's term, ito yung mga tao kung paano sila makitungo sa kapwa nilang tao, kung mabuti ba itong pinapakita nila, or kung ano man ang nagagawa nila sa kapwa nila tao. Maraming sangay ang human relation na ito, hindi lang sa kapwa tao, kundi pati na rin sa politika, sa pagbibusiness natin, sa pag-aaral, at kung ano pa man. Napapakita natin yung pakikisama o paano tayo makisama sa isang tao. Dapat, hindi lang kung paano mo siya kausapin, dapat halimbawa sa pag-aaral, kung ano ka doon, kung paano ka mag-interact sa isang tao, kung ano yung manners na pinapakita mo, doon, pumapasok rin doon yung human relation, kung ano yung relationship mo sa isang tao. So, halimbawa nito ay, diba sabi ko nga halimbawa nito, sa isang grupo, meron kayong common goal. kung ano yung gusto nyong gawin, kailangan may cooperation kayo sa isa't isa para ma-achieve kung ano yung gusto nyong objective sa goal na yon. Una, bubuo ka ng team mo, makikipag-operate ka, makikipag-usap ka kung ano yung gagawin nyo. In that way, magiging successful kung ano man yung objective sa gagawin nyo, kung ano ba yung gusto nyong makamit. Kasi meron kayong cooperation, meron kayong connected sa isa't isa, yung relationship nyo as a human or a group ay andoon. Kaya maganda ang magiging resulta kung ano man ang gusto nyong gawin. Relations mostly include or resolve around interactions happening among people, conflicts that arise out of those interactions, collaboration form of conflicts get resolved successfully, and groups emerge as a result of such successful interactions.
May iba't ibang tao ang nagbigay ng kanilang sariling definisyon ng human relations. Isa na rito si Robert Owen. Para sa kanya, human relations is interaction and cooperation of people in a group. Next, si Keith Davis. For him, human relations are motivating people in organizational settings to develop teamwork which accomplishes the individual as well as organizational groups or goals effectively. Next, Saul Gellerman. For him, human relations is simply a catch-all term for describing the way in which people who comprise an organization think about each other and deal with each other.
A person's personality is revealed by his or her habits, attitude, and relationship, which can be acquired by anyone through experiences as a result of environmental influences. So, relationship, personal goals, and morals are all aspects of social growth. The long-term changes in relationship and interaction, including the self, friend, and the family, are referred to as a social development. It encompasses the both good and bad changes, such as how friendship grow and violence or bullying. So the impact of surroundings on your social behavior of a person's personality is so strongly influenced by environment that it doesn't matter what he does for a living or where he lives. Good morning everyone, I am Mabel Galosa from BSP 2A and I am the fourth reporter. My topic is about the 10 commandments of human relation. First, we have speak to people. So, communicate. Speak to others. It is simple that simple. You have something to say and someone else is willing to listen, simply state it. You won't need any explanation or you don't have to explain yourself if they are worth saying it too. If the things you're not about to say are worth saying, you won't have to be concerned about what others you have to say. So everyone is engaged will find communication a million times simpler and more fun as a result of this. So just like Proverbs 18 verse 21, death and life are in the power of tongue, and those who love it will eat its fruit. So the second one is smile at people. So you may not feel like it right now or today or at this of the month or anything, but believe me when I say that you have something to be grateful for, smile. Please, it will not only make people pleased to see you, but it will also make you happy. Keep smiling as long as you live because it improves everyone's day. So there's a cause to be happy. Just like Romans 15 verse 13, I pray that God, the source of hope, will find you completely with joy and peace because you trust in Him. Then you will overflow with confident hope through the power of the Holy Spirit. So the third one is call people by name. So our names have more influence than we realize. The author of an article I read highlighted how we catch up on the emotions that the person calling our name is experiencing right now. With a grin and with a happy mood, call someone else's name. Recognize who they are, and then they'll remember it. If you acknowledge them in a favorable manner, it might potentially affect the course of their day. That's just fantastic. When we address someone by their first name, we legitimize them, implying that they are important if we pronounce it correctly. So learn the name of others and use them. Our name defines who we are, and we want people to accept it. So the fourth one is be friendly and helpful. So this is the very basic one. This one is inextricably linked to the others. Be friendly to everyone. Keep your eyes and ears open for ways to improve themselves of others. The fifth one is be cordial. So what does it mean by be cordial? So by definition, be cordial denotes warmth and friendliness. I believe that we might all benefit from being a little warmer. Sure, we were kind and friendly, but it doesn't mean we should be that way all the time. Not just when we're around people like we like. So I'd want to issue you a challenge. Smile at strangers whenever you encounter them at a restaurant or in streets, any places or else. Assert them and make their day more enjoyable. Be friendly to everyone. So next is be genuinely interested in people. People you're conversing with may be discussing the most boring topic on the earth about which you have a little knowledge. Thankfully, I've been in a scenario like this before. In any case, there is a solution. Make an effort to be interested. Isn't it true that you adore that person? So probably if you're listening to them, then you may love what they love as well. Inquire about their dull subject and locate anything that piques your attention. Really pique your curiosity. People are quite skilled and detecting insincerity. So next one is be generous with praise, cautious with criticism. So give praise. I've made a lot of young friends at church just by saying something kind. So many years ago, I would have given anything to hear that type of affirmation from the older females at my church. So praise is quite important to us. We're all doing our best. Sometimes all we need is participation in the form of a word of encouragement and praise. So however, there is some criticism. Criticism isn't necessarily a bad thing. It is not a terrible thing. Again, we have to utilize it somehow. However, there is a proper method to accomplish it. It is not awful to assist someone who is having a difficult with the math issues, with the soccer drill, or organizing their life. It is beneficial. So it's fine to make remark about someone's conduct or performance in a particular activity, but always follow up with a compliment sandwich. Tell them that they are doing well and mean it. Then coach them and reward them when they are successful or they succeed. Nobody likes to be judged. Do it because you care about them and make sure they know why. So for the next one is number 8. Be considerate with the feelings of others. To be honest, sometimes I forgot about this a lot. So my big tongue sometimes gets the best of me, and I say something that, while well-intentioned, has the potential to damage someone else's feelings. So I'm sorry for that. Please respect the feelings of the other people in your life. I understand how difficult it is. We all understand how difficult to consider the feeling of others, right? But now we have to change. The next one is be alert to give service. So whatever your body need, be there for them, rain or shine. It may be something little, such as an assistance with an assignment, or they could have a flat tire or in the desperate need of your assistance. Whatever the case may be on the lookout for opportunities to help. It improved their life as well as yours. So, according to Hebrews 6 verse 10, God is not unfair. He will remember your labor and the love you have shown him in helping and continuing to serve his people. So people are something we all adore. We all surrounded by humans. We all struggle with handling these complex things we call human interaction at times. In any case, they're not impossible, and when done well, they can be a wonderful joy makers and support systems in our lives. So you'll be right if you know these rules. Another one is according to First Peter verse 4 verse 8. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sin. Always remember that. So for the last one, have a good sense of humor. So don't take yourself too much seriously. When you add loads of patience and humility, you will have a formula for enduring success. Some of these may sound simple while others seems more difficult, but they are all equally important. In today's world, a deeper understanding of the sensitiveness of human interaction becomes not only essential but imperative. So have a good sense of humor always. So, for the conclusion, human relations are essential for creating and sustaining a good work atmosphere, as well as keeping staff and boosting productivity. You can effectively build a workplace culture in which your workers may thrive by focusing your management strategy on human relation. So, why it is vital to understand human relation? For me, people with great human relation skills are more likely to succeed in their jobs and in life. So understanding why ideas, attitude, and behavior can occasionally cause relationship issues at work or in your personal life is a benefit of studying human relation. So that's all for today. I hope you've learned something about the 10 commandments and of human relation, as well as the social aspects of human relation. Thank you so much and have a good day.